This is something that I've been trying to tell Xbox fans for a long time. Being an Xbox fan, it's very, very difficult to kind of get into, because whenever you bring up something negative, people jump right away and say, oh, you're a hater and you don't like Xbox, and you know, it's this, or you're doing things for clicks. I mean, honestly, like, you could get more money collecting cans than what I do on this channel. So I just enjoy doing the videos. You know, I enjoy talking about it. I hope to enlighten some people and to get people to realize that what Microsoft is doing isn't gonna lead to where they're trying to lie to you fans, and you know, they're trying to get you to back them and trying to get you to do these different things that, you know, it doesn't really make much sense in my opinion. So I do want to get into this because I feel like it could be a very interesting topic, to say the least, and I'm sure a lot of you you know, are going to be interested in kind of what I'm talking about as well. You know, it's really, really interesting, and I have to be honest, it's kind of a shame. So anyway, a lot of people go, Microsoft's not leaving consoles. You know, they said they weren't, but I mean, they say they're not getting out of consoles, but very high end. Sounds like it. The next Xbox sounds like it's expensive niche product and not mass market at all. So why would Microsoft come out with something that's not mass market? That way it'll be easier to leave it, right? Like, this is the thing that I've been trying to tell people. Microsoft 100% is going to leave the console market. Like, their thing isn't even a console, right? It's from what we can tell, it's a PC. It's going to be expensive. They're saying $1,200 to $1,400, and that way they're going to price out a number of people that'll just get a PS6 for $500 or $600, and the rest of people that actually do, well, they don't lose anything, because you'll be paying for a high-end PC, and then when they say, okay, well, we're done with hardware, you're already in the PC. So very premium, very high-end. This is how Xbox President Sarah, don't call me Bond, described the next generation Xbox console currently in development in a recent interview. There's only one way to interpret the statement, and only one reason a senior Microsoft executive might be making it at this early of a stage. Bond is making a promise, but also quite intentionally setting expectations, or you might say issuing a warning. The next Xbox, we can infer, is going to be expensive, very, very expensive. It will cost more, possibly a lot more than what we're used to paying for our home game consoles. How much? It's impossible to say, but Bond made the statement sitting next to a ROG Xbox Ally handheld, which is a quote-unquote premium gaming device Microsoft is currently promoting. You're starting to see some of the thinking that we have in this handheld, she said. The Xbox Ally X costs $1,000. It seems to be an interesting ballpark for a next console too, considering Bond's comments, and that the cost of an Xbox Series X currently sits at $650 after two recent price hikes, and then the 2TB is $800. Wow. Something else is notable about Bond's language. She referred to the next-gen console, singular. This is a shift from the announcement of Microsoft's partnership with AMD on the silicon for its next-gen hardware, where Bond used the plural consoles. It suggests that for now the plan is to make one device only, without a lower powered partner, an Xbox Ally X without a complementary Ally, or Xbox Series X without a Series S. So, you know, it really just kind of depends, you know, on what's going to happen. So it's very interesting, you know, that they've gone this 2 SKU route, and it seems like they may be not doing that anymore. You know, I don't know. But yeah, it seems kind of bad anyway. It's a shift in the strategy. Launching the Series X and S, Microsoft prediction, which turned out to be correct, was that the kind of cost savings and manufacturing efficiencies that reduced the price of consoles over the course of a hardware generation would no longer be achievable this gen. In fact, prices have gone up, and to counter the trend, Microsoft was offering a lower powered device this time in order to maintain an affordable entry port to Xbox gaming. The current language certainly suggests Microsoft no longer has any interest in the strategy. The existence of a Series S has caused some issues. Developers are required to support it, but have sometimes struggled to downsize their games to fit, resulting in embarrassments like the arrival of Boulder Gates 3 on Xbox way later. It's understandable that Microsoft might want to avoid the other instance of splitting specs between two machines, but if the new console is as high-end as Bond suggests, it seems like Microsoft is turning its back on the idea of game consoles as mass market devices altogether, which is what I've been saying, right? It's so easy to get out of this if they give up the idea of mass marketing something anyway. Instead, the proposal seems to be for a niche enthusiast device that bridges the gap between consoles and PC. According to Windows Central's report, which I did a video on, which is broadly supported by what Bond and Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer have said, the next Xbox will just be like the Ally, a Windows-based gaming PC with a overlay console-like interface, but the ability to play PC games through other stores like Steam. Unlike the Xbox Ally, it will purportedly play 4 previous generation of Xbox console games natively, as well as next-gen versions of new games for Xbox optimized for its spec. But it's hard to imagine, and this is my point too, that many third-party developers making bespoke versions of the game for a console that on price grounds alone will have limited sales potential, especially when they can just run their PC code instead. Basically what it's saying is, you'll get a PC version, they'll say, oh, well, who cares, we'll just give them, they can get it on Steam or whatever. So if you're an Xbox fan and you like achievements or the ecosystem or whatever, you're not going to get that stuff. You're going to get Steam achievements or whatever, having to download it on Steam, and again, playing it on Steam. You might as well just bought a PC to begin with, right? Because you're going to see much less support from third-party devs. Steam has a colossal audience invested with libraries, and they want to play in the living room TV, maybe. But Steam machines were a big flop. Again, Bond's indication of price and experience of using an Ally X or anything to go by, this next Xbox will not be mass market by any means that we currently understand consoles to be. It'll be very much an enthusiast project. Situated somewhere between a console and a gaming PC, offering some of the advantages of both, but perhaps lacking the full seamlessness and reliability of a console, and of course lacking the customability and upgrade of potential PC. So basically, and I said this too, if you're a console gamer that just likes plug and play, why would you get this? If you're a PC gamer and you like to upgrade and tinker, why would you get this? It's like, who is this for? I think that's really the big question kind of going forward, unfortunately. Since its acquisition of Activision Blizzard, which turns out to be a huge mistake, they become the world's biggest third-party publisher and its least successful console manufacturer by far, choosing to make most of its game available on rival platforms. Rumors that it would leave the console market altogether forced the company to issue a denial, saying that it was actively investing in new hardware. But the device sketched out by Bond's comments described in the Windows Central report doesn't sound like the current conception of a console at all. It could be that Microsoft believes cloud gaming is on the verge of making mass-market consoles obsolete, and so it's aiming its next hardware at a narrower enthusiast market. Or it could be that it's simply happy to let PlayStation and Nintendo do the heavy lifting, sell its games everywhere, and offer luxury Xbox devices, kind of a face-saving branding initiative. Basically saying, if we were to leave just abruptly, we could possibly lose a lot of people from buying our games because of, all the stuff that we've been promising, and, that would be a tremendously bad look for them, and I 100% agree, it would be a horrible look for them. Either way, Xbox hardware may continue to be a thing, sort of, but it seems like Microsoft's retreat from the console mass market will soon be too. So, again, I stated, and people are starting to kind of pick up and understand, what's going to happen. It's going to be that much easier for them to just completely get up and leave the gaming stratosphere, and I think that's probably the part that's the scariest for me. Just as someone who has a ton of games, and it's just very hard to kind of see how they've turned things, and it's going to be one of those things that people are going to have to learn when it actually happens, and then they'll be like, oh wow, this is an interesting situation. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought that would happen. It's so funny to me that people do that. How did this happen? Well, I'm telling you how it happens. You guys got complacent with, everything going on, and just allowed Microsoft to do whatever they want by being yes men, cheering on stuff, cheer on losing your exclusives, cheer on, Game Pass prices going up, skyrocketing, cheer on the console prices going up, cheering on getting offloaded onto PC, right? It's absolutely crazy to see how people are kind of, handling this, and to me, like that's what's helping Microsoft. They're following what you guys are saying. So yeah, that's insanity to me. I hope that that's not the case. Man, I want to see Xbox survive. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know. Rack 'em up. Crap Gamer out.